Hey everybody, and Tony here with a review of Billy Gilman Classic Christmas with conductor Bergen White, which was released on October 17, 2000. Now, I first heard about Billy Gilman when he sang Dream a Dream with Charlotte Church. And from then on there, I haven't really followed his career and only knew about him through passing, especially when it comes to this particular Christmas album. And I also did listen to his rendition of Sleigh Ride also with Charlotte Church, and I thought that it was a very wonderful introduction to this sad Christmas album because I haven't really been following his career for quite some time, and even though I did hear about him from time to time, I just haven't really followed his career as much. So it's safe to say that when I heard this album in its entirety, I was really overjoyed to have taken the pleasure and the time to have at least listened to it. And from what Billy Gilman was back then as a child singer, he had this type of exuberance, charm, vivacity, and that overall enthusiasm which made him absolutely wonderful as an overall singer. The album started off with I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas, and I thought it was a very fine opener. What I've noticed about this particular Christmas album is that he can sound exuberant when it comes to songs like Sleigh Ride, and even calm when it comes to the more sacred Christmas songs like A Holy Night and Silent Night. He was able to trim his voice down so effectively, and when it comes to him singing some of the high notes, I thought that they were quite resplendent, especially coming from someone who was 12 years old back then. And he was absolutely amazing back then as a kid. He was able to really hit those notes so well, and it's not just the traditional Christmas songs he was singing, but also some new ones like New Kid in Town, which also has its religious roots on Jesus being born in Bethlehem. And I thought he managed to sing that song very well. And I can never go wrong with Charlotte Church when she joined him in the Sleigh Ride duet. Their voices, as to be expected, blended so magnificently. Their voices were young, bright, and absolutely full of energy. And this was definitely a major treat I got from both singers, especially evidenced in this one duet. So overall, Billy Gilman Classic Christmas is an absolute must-listen if you are a fan of Billy Gilman. I would also love to recommend I'll Be Home for Christmas, which was released in 2006, and Christmas Time, which was released in 2015. These two singles show just how Billy Gilman grew as a singer. With I'll Be Home for Christmas, he still maintained that youthful and boyish tone, though it's gone fuller and slightly richer and smoother in texture, and also gained a little bit of masculinity, though it still had that fine tenor voice. And in terms of Christmas Time, he was still able to keep that tenor voice, yet it grew in smoothness and richness, and it had an absolutely wonderful timbre. So even though I did hear some of his more recent songs a little bit sporadically, I still have to say that Mr. Gilman's voice grew in smoothness, richness, and of course still managed to maintain that trademark vivacity that he was very well known for. And with that said, I give Billy Gilman Classic Christmas a well-deserved rating of 4 out of 5 stars. It is definitely a must-listen if you are a fan of Billy Gilman or if you just really love country music in general. I'm sure that there are not a lot of people who like Billy Gilman, but for those of you who do, just check it out. You won't be disappointed. And for those of you who already listened to Billy Gilman Classic Christmas, what did you think of it? Was there a song you really loved in this album that stood out to you so much? Did you feel like Billy Gilman was a consistently awesome singer? Or did you feel like there was something that just didn't really hold up? Comment below and let me know. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to tune in much later for my review of Josh Groban Noel. So until then, happy holidays, everybody.